Hey guys, today I have a massive book haul. We have 20 books and quite a few of them are new releases. So let's get started because I'm so excited. If you've read any of these books, please let me know down in the comments what you thought of them and which one I should start with. I have quite a few books that are parts of a series, so I'm going to start with those. Okay, the first book I got is As Good as Dead by Holly Jackson. I know this has been out for a very long time, but I have the first and second in paperback, so I was waiting for this one to come out in paperback, and it finally did. I feel like everyone and their mother has heard of this series, but if you haven't, it is YA, and it's kind of murder mystery a little bit. It's about Pip. In the beginning of the series, she's in high school, and she's super into murder cases, so she looks at closed cases that happened in her city. This is the third of a trilogy, so it is the last one. I know Holly Jackson is releasing a novella that comes before the series, so like a prequel, I guess, which I will definitely be reading as soon as it comes out in paperback. The next book I have is The Hand on the Wall by Maureen Johnson. This is part of the Truly Devious series. I finished Truly Devious pretty recently on audiobook, and my hold on the second one just came in, so I'll be reading that after my current read, and I'm so excited. This is the third. I think as of now there's 5 books in the series. It's about a girl who goes to a very prestigious school in Vermont, I want to say. It kind of gave me Harry Potter vibes at first. It's like a remote castle school on a hill. Not many people can access it, that kind of thing. So far I've only read the first book, but I really like this series. I got through the first book in like a day and a half, I think. It was so good and such an easy read. The next book I have is 9 Days and 9 Nights. It is part of a duology by Katie Cotugno, I think. The first book was 99 Days. That one I loved. Every chapter was a different day, and there's 99 days, obviously. So the chapters were super short. Some of them were like just half a page, and it was so easy to get through and a really good read. 99 Days is about a girl named Molly, and her mom is an author and wrote a book about some stuff that went down between her and 2 brothers, and now she's very much on the outs, and a lot of people in her town don't like her anymore. So the book kind of starts where you think the plot of a normal book would end, if that makes sense. And it was actually really good. This was the second one. It's her now in college, and I already read it, by the way. Not my favorite. I think maybe just stick to the first. The next book I have, I am so excited for. You don't even know. I got Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings, and I cannot wait to read it. If you don't know, this is also part of a series. Right now I think there's 4 books out, 3 books, I'm not sure, but I know it is growing, and it's very similar to Gossip Girl, I've heard, and I'm so excited to read this. I know this book is very controversial. Either people love it or they hate it, so I'm hoping I'm someone who loves it, and I think I might be, but I know it's very like toxic relationships and stuff, similar to Gossip Girl, which I loved, so we'll see, but definitely picking this up very soon. Next, this is a new release, and it is Final Offer by Lauren Asher. This is the 3rd book of the Dreamland Billionaire series and is the last. This series follows 3 brothers who their grandpa dies and they inherit his theme park, I'm pretty sure. It's kind of like the Disneyland vibes. I read the first 2, didn't love the first one, liked the second one better, so we'll see about this one, but this is huge. I think it's like almost 600 pages. Yeah, it is. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna pick this one up, but maybe soon. I did the first 2 in audiobook, and I really liked that because they are pretty chunky books. And for a series that I'm not super into, I think audiobook is better. The next book I have is Finlay Donovan Knocks 'Em Dead by El Casimano, I'm pretty sure. This is the second in the series. I was also waiting for this one to come out in paperback, so when it finally did, I was ready to pick it up because the first one left off on a cliffhanger. I know this series is going to be about 4 or maybe 5 books, I'm not sure. Basically, it follows Finlay, I don't know, who is a single mom, and she's an author. She meets with her agent, and they're discussing her next book, which is kind of like a murder book. And someone overhears her and thinks she is a hitman for hire. So that is kind of the direction the series takes. It is very much similar to Dial A for Aunties. If you liked that book, you definitely like this. It's cozy mystery. It is funny, like so unrealistic, but in a funny way, and it's really good. I definitely recommend this. The next book I got is Icebreaker by Hannah Grace, and I've heard a lot of people compare it to the Off-Campus series, so if you like that, maybe pick this up. I don't know. I've never read that series. I've had no desire to, if I'm being honest. And it is about an ice skater who has to share the rink with the hockey players, I'm pretty sure, because their rink gets graffitied and a little romance sparks. But I'm so excited to read this. I've heard it's very steamy, so keep that in mind. Okay, and then the last book that I have that is part of the series is The Court of Silver Flames. I haven't even started the Avatar series, but now I own every book, so I don't have a reason not to. I know I want to annotate the series since it is so many people's favorites, so I will definitely be doing that. I think part of the reason why I haven't picked it up is because these books are huge and I don't know if I'm ready for it. I have a hold on the audiobook of the first one, so whenever I get that, I will be starting it. This series is so popular. I've seen so many people who I watch on booktube read this recently, and it has definitely convinced me to get it. If you don't know what it's about, I can't tell you because I don't really know what it's about. I know it's fantasy, obviously, and a lot of politics and war, I'm pretty sure, but that's really all I know. So I feel like most people have already read this. Okay, that is it for books that are series. Now I have quite a few other standalones. Next book is From Lukov with Love by Mariana Zapata. This will be my first Mariana Zapata book, and I don't know what it's about. I like to go into most of my books blind. I'm pretty sure it's about a figure skater because there are ice skates on the back. And I've heard this is people's favorite Mariana Zapata book, this and All Roads Lead Here, which is another one that I really want to read. Wow, that font is small. Don't know when I'll be picking this up, but hopefully soon. It looks really good, and I'd like to read it while it's still kind of winter because ice skating feels very wintry. Another new release I picked up, and I already read it, is The Do-Over by Lynn Painter. I read this a little bit closer to Valentine's Day because it is about Valentine's Day. It's like a Valentine's Day meets Groundhog's Day, and basically, what is her name? Emily relives Valentine's Day over and over and over again. And for something that's very repetitive, it was actually a good book, and I really enjoyed this one. I read it pretty quickly, and it was a super cute little YA romance. Another book I got, I don't know if it's a new release now that I'm thinking about it, but I haven't heard of it until more recently, is Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. And this cover is beautiful. The spine, that is everything. I love it. I love the colors. I don't know what this book is about. Surprise. I think it's about video games. I don't know. I think it has something to do with video games. It's fiction, I'm pretty sure. I think there's a little bit of romance, and this was like the Goodreads top book of the year for 2022. So I will definitely be picking this up very soon. We still have this many more books, and I'm getting so tired of talking. Okay, the next book for a little change in genre is The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. I have already read this book, and I liked it. This is about a girl who moves in with a family and lives in their attic as their housemaid, and some stuff goes down. This book was such a short read. The font is pretty big. The plot moves really fast, and it is so interesting. Like, I was hooked the entire time. So pick this up if you want a good little thriller, but it's not like scary. While we're on that same note, I got Lock Every Door by Riley Sager. I'm pretty sure this is where a woman is apartment sitting and one of her neighbors dies. I think that's this book. That might be The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley, but I know the books are similar. I don't know. I think that's the plot. But this will also be my first Riley Sager book, and I'm excited, but I'm kind of nervous because, like I said, I don't do good with scary. Like, thriller is okay, but scary, blood, so we'll see. This looks like it's gonna be a pretty short book, and it's like one of those books that when the chapter ends, this page is blank, which I really like that because it makes it feel like I'm reading it fast. Oh, On a completely different note, I got Loath to Love You by Ellie Hazelwood. This is like a collection of 3 of her novellas, and I've heard people hate this book, so I'm interested to see what I think. I've only read The Love Hypothesis. I have Love on the Brain, I just haven't gotten to it yet. I don't know why. But I'm interested to pick this up and see what I think. It's nice as 3 novellas though, because I feel like I'll get through it pretty quick, but this book is under 400 pages, so these are going to be short novellas, and I don't know how much of a story you can really cram into 100 pages, so we'll see. Okay, next, these books aren't part of a series, but I just feel like they go together because their spines go together. Maybe they are part of a series, I don't think they are though. And that is After I Do and Forever Interrupted by Taylor Jenkins Reid. TJR is my favorite author, so I'm very excited for these. For some reason, I haven't been very compelled to pick them up though, and I don't know why. So if you've read these and you've liked them, please let me know, so I will read them. I know one of them, I think it's Forever Interrupted, is about a couple who's married and then they take like a year break from each other and then come back and reassess. At least I think that's what it's about. And it sounds interesting. Like, it doesn't sound like a plot I've read anything similar to before, which is how I feel like a lot of Taylor Jenkins Reid's books are for me, so I'm excited. I don't know when I'm gonna pick them up though, so force me to in the comments. Okay, we are getting down to the last few books. This book I used to see a lot of things about. I haven't as much recently because I feel like everyone has read it, and that is If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio. This book is very pretentious, I'm pretty sure, and I think it's about 6 friends and someone dies and they're trying to figure it out. I think I'm gonna like this. I heard it kind of compared to the Atlas 6, which I really liked that book. I haven't gotten around to picking up the second one yet, but I did like the first, so if it's similar to that, I think I'll like it. I also picked up Everything I Know About Love by Dolly Alderton. People rave about this book, so I'm so excited to read it. This is another one that I know I'm gonna want to annotate. But can we talk about what is this? What is this? Why can't you remove it? Why do people do that? I don't care if it's a Peacock show. So frustrating. But this is about Dolly and her advice on parties, dates, friends, jobs, life, and love. That's what it says right here. It's a memoir. Yep, it's about her. Yeah, I'm excited for this one though. Okay, we're down to 2 more books. 2 exciting books, let me add. The first one is Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez, and I have never read one of her books, but I know Destiny Sidwell has been reading a lot of her books recently and is obsessed, and whatever she reads, I read. So I will be picking this up very soon. The font in this book is kind of huge. I'm living for it. But this book follows 2 people who live very different worlds. One of them is a farmer and one is a very corporate girly, I'm pretty sure. And their paths cross and they find love. And I don't know what else it's about, but I'm looking forward to this one. I've heard some really good things, which I feel like I literally say for every book, but these are all such good books. Okay, and for our final book, we have a bit of a heavier one, and that is A Little Life. I don't know what this book is about, but I know it is very heavy and a lot of trigger warnings. This is another book that I know I'm gonna want to annotate, and this is a big boy, so when I will get around to it, I'm not sure. Probably this summer maybe, but I'm really excited for this one. I don't know if excited is the right word because I think it's gonna break me, but I'm looking forward to seeing what the hype is about. I don't know, it feels wrong to say that there's hype around this book because I know it is such a heavy book, but I'm looking forward to reading it. Okay, those are all the books that I have to show you guys today. That felt like a lot. And now I have to go put them all away. So, thank you for watching. If you have read any of these, please let me know what your thoughts are and which ones I should pick up first because I've got a lot to get to. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope maybe you got some inspiration for what your next little book haul is gonna be. But yeah, thank you guys for watching and I will hopefully see you in my next one. Goodbye.